Hello and welcome into PB at Night, episode 13 for January 3rd, Monday, January 3rd, 2011. Jeez, that's loud. It's loud in my earphones, at least. So, this is our show that we do 3 times a week. We talk about the latest news. And if you're wondering what this is from pbcasttv.com, one of their free themes that I like to use sometimes on the show, because that's what we like. That's what we use on YouTube, so we don't get kicked off, because we're happy to be on YouTube, youtube.com/pbcasttv, for all who are wondering. First off, just a heads up, pbcasttv.com will be starting up our first annual, that kind of sounds weird, but anyway, our first annual CES coverage 2011. That's weird. I can't even believe it's 2011, but it's here. It's upon us. CES is right here. Jacob's going to be highlighting our new stuff to be happening at CES. So you can head over to pbcasttv.com. We're going to be live streaming. Jacob's going to be going live from the show floor. And if you'd like more information, we just finished a whole episode, almost an hour episode of Gadget Gurus talking about that kind of stuff. And I'm sure we may be covering it a little bit on, PB at Night. One more thing. As you can see over the weekend, I did get some sun. I don't know, does that show up on the video or not? But I went to the Alabama game, as I said. You can check out, I think my photos are visible to everyone on Facebook. I'll put a link in the show notes or somewhere. If you head over to facebook.com/thatnickjones. If you can't see them, I'll gladly accept your friend request within reason. Yeah, I got a tan, yeah. More of a sunburn, not a tan, because... but anyway, it was hot. It was like 85 degrees. Or I guess it was about 80, 84, 83 in Orlando, which was just a scorcher because I was not expecting that. So, of course, I got burned and not feeling too well. Yeah, Jacob was telling me that he liked the Theraflu. But, yeah, it does work. So, let's start with our first story today. The Dow closed on a fresh 2-year high. It's a great way to start off the new year. It closed almost up to 12,000. It's at 11,670.8. You can't forget that 0.8. It's the highest level since August 2008. Bank of America was the biggest gainer on the blue chip index, leading the financial shares high. It surged to more than 6% today to announce a $3 billion mortgage settlement with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac earlier today. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 rose 14 points, and the NASDAQ added 39 points, or 1.5%, which is good, because the NASDAQ usually has to do with our technology companies, so it's good to see that all of our technology companies are kind of rebounding. Good to see, the stock market start off on a new year. Hopefully we're back onto an economic recovery road of sorts, which would be excellent in my opinion. So we've talked about a lot. The Vikings actually fired their head coach earlier in the season, and the last 5 games were coached by an interim coach, Leslie Frazier. He's had to deal with a lot of things with the Brett Favre situation. He's also had to deal with some injuries to a lot of his key players, including Adrian Peterson, and unfortunately they did not make the playoffs. But that was not really, I would not blame that on Leslie Frazier's fault, because on him, because they were not a playoff team before he came, and he kind of turned them around. He was 3-3 record down the stretch, and actually 2 of those games were without Brett Favre. Yeah, and today the Minnesota Vikings announced that they would be removing the interim tag from Coach Leslie Frazier's job title on Monday. Frazier, who replaced Brad Childress, like I said, in November, he earned the full-time job after leading the team to a 3-3 record down the stretch. The Vikings owner stated that they're thrilled to have Leslie Frazier and will continue to lead the football team. And our prayers and the entire organization will have respect for Leslie, as they already have, and his vast knowledge for football and everything. So it's great to see. I really like him. They actually, like it says here, they started 3-7 after being touted a Super Bowl favorite earlier in the season. So, considering what they did before he got there, he turned them into a 6-10 team, I guess. Unfortunately, not making the playoffs, but a good run at the end of the season for Leslie Frazier. Glad to see him being an interim head coach, having some success, and being able to remain the head coach, which is always nice to see. After watching last night's Sunday night football game, it was kind of a wild card game of sorts. Not really. It was really a great scheduled game, last game of the season for these two teams. And it, most of the time, especially for playoff clinch teams, the last week of the season is just getting ready for the playoffs. Most of the starters don't play, and if they do, they only play the first couple of minutes. But this was a great game. The Seahawks and the Rams played to see who would go to the NFC, who would get the NFC West bid. We've highlighted before that in the NFC West, a losing team was actually going to win the conference, and it just so happened to be the Seahawks. So go ahead and knock them all you want. Plead and wish that the system was different. Better teams would be rewarded for posting a winning record. But, it's how it goes, and they're in the playoffs. It's not going to change the fact that the Seattle Seahawks are in the playoffs and have a home game. They're actually going to be playing at home the first game of the playoffs. They're 7-19 team. A lot of people were debating, are they worthy of the reward? And the Seattle Times is saying, well, probably not. But the NFC West has always been a subpar division, and you really just had to win the games that you needed to get into the playoffs. So, we've seen a couple wild card teams in the last couple of years. The Steelers and the Cardinals come to mind, and I guess that was 08 and 09 or 07 and 08 or something. The Cardinals actually went to the Super Bowl, and I don't think they had a winning record, or they hadn't been doing too well. So, hopefully, I might be cheering for the Seahawks in their first game. I'm not sure who they're playing here. And also good to see Pete Carroll doing well his first year into the NFL. Not many people have a playoff caliber team their first year from coming from NCAA, or the college rankings, to the NFL. So here's a piece from the New York Times, and a lot of people were saying that today was going to be Black Monday, I guess you could call it, in the NFL, that a lot of coaches acting right now would actually be fired because there was up to, I think some people were saying up to 11 coaches could be fired today. And only one is fired, actually, as of right now. Eric Mangini, former Browns head coach, was fired after their second consecutive 5-11 season, which, of course, is subpar. Mangini was hired by the Browns. He was not hired by the acting president now, who's Mike Holmgren, which if you follow NFL football, he was the former coach of the Packers. So Mangini, I was kind of a fan of him, and he was getting an average of $3.9 million per year. So he'll probably find another job, maybe as an offensive coordinator. He seems to be a better coordinator than a head coach. But it's always kind of bad to see somebody lose their job. But after going 5-11 with a team that I would say was not, it's not the best team, but they are capable of winning more than 5 games. They've lost a couple heartbreakers there then and there, but anyhow, Eric Mangini, the first of the NFL coaches to be fired this week, maybe some more. As we wrap up the bowl season, as I said, I went to the Alabama bowl game, which they completely mangled. I guess that's what you could say. Michigan State, and we've got a couple big bowl games coming up tomorrow, Tuesday. Ohio State. We'll preview this tomorrow as well. Will be playing in the Sugar Bowl against number 8 Arkansas, and the Lions got them by 3%. The series record, it's their first meeting. So it's very interesting because of the Terrell Pryor situation, which I think we covered our last episode before the holiday break. So we're going to be previewing that tomorrow, the Sugar Bowl happening in New Orleans, Louisiana. 2 more stories for you today. Blaine Gabbert, the Missouri junior quarterback, has elected to enter the draft, making him, of course, available to be drafted. Gabbert has started the past 2 years and is coming off a standout performance in the Insight Bowl where he was 41 of 57 for 434 yards, a touchdown, in the loss to Iowa. It's definitely a bittersweet day for him, Gabbert said in a statement on Monday. I was really looking forward to having a chance to some special things next season with my teammates, but in the end, I think I made the right decision to make myself and my family proud. The last 3 years have been an unbelievable experience for me, and I'll miss being at Mizzou, but definitely looking forward to the next stage of my life. Various early draft predictions have rated Gabbert as a first-round pick and a second-best quarterback behind Andrew Luck of Samford, who has yet to announce if he's coming out or not. And our last story is, I believe, a game that's being played tonight. Not quite sure, but it's I guess it is going to be playing tonight. The 2011 Orange Bowl features 5 potential top 100 picks in the NFL draft, headlined by Stanford quarterback Andrew Luck, who we just talked about, and they're speculating that if he comes out, he will be the number 1 pick. As bowl season winds down and the NFL draft inches closer, only the question left is whether Luck, a potential number 1 pick, will declare, like I just said, the NFL mock draft has Luck going number 1 to the Carolina Panthers, while mocking the draft has number 2. While mocking the draft has Luck as the number 2 prospect behind A.J. Green, Georgia's prospect. It was kind of interesting. I was looking on ESPN. I think it was Todd McShay or somebody like that, one of their NFL guys. He predicted the top 5 draft picks. Of course, Luck was number 1. I think they had Gabbert at number 5, Nick Fairley at 2. Who else was it? I can't actually remember. Patrick Peterson at 3, maybe. Patrick Patterson, my bad. The LSU cornerback, and it was kind of interesting because all of his picks for the top 5 were actually juniors, which is debated because they have one more year of eligibility, and they're saying, could this be wrong in the sights of the NCAA? Is it messing up? Yes, it does mess up college football teams because, you're hoping that your favorite player will come back, but, they want to go to the NFL and make millions, so, I don't know. A lot of people discuss that, and hopefully we'll have somebody on here. I've been trying to get some football guys on here that we could talk a little bit about the situation on. Maybe for the Auburn game, we're going to have some local reporters come on, and maybe we can talk to them. So as I said to start the show, I've got to go somewhere, and plus my voice is going out on me for some reason. I don't know. I guess I need some water or something. Hope I'm not getting sick again. But anyway, you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/pbcasttv. You can check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/pbcasttv. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/thatnickjones. And, of course, pbcasttv.com is the place for all that. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel, as I already said, but we're going to be uploading some pretty interesting videos there. I just uploaded a video last night, an unboxing. I sat down last night and made about a 30 some odd list of different YouTube videos that needed to be made. So 30 videos, I guess, coming up, which is going to be awesome. Plus all of the videos that we make of the podcast, and actually 2 will be going up tonight, as a matter of fact. This episode, and also Gadget Gurus. And if you haven't seen the Gadget Gurus, where we preview CES, which by the time I'm talking should be up, you better check that out. And that'll be on YouTube and pbcasttv.com. So I'm going to need to go get something to drink because I can barely talk now. So until next time, guys, I'm Nick Jones from pbcasttv.com. And as Jacob would always say, peace.